have no idea how long my desktop sound has been muted or how many episodes it's been, but I'm terribly sorry. We shall have music now. But welcome back, guys, to Degraman. This is Aromie. I just screwed up my introduction, but we're gonna keep going on with it. The music here is very adorable, so I'm praying I hopefully muted the desktop sound when I was ending the last recording, but if not, I'm very screwed. But anywho, let's continue on. People usually seek a mystical explanation for what they don't understand, but not me. No matter how incredible it may all seem, there has to be a logical explanation for what is happening right now. I just don't know the knowledge to understand it, although maybe I've just been lucky enough to have been exposed to what will forever be a mystery to others. Everything has been rather curious so far, and these so-called Kwanzis are certainly interesting people. Take for example Mark and how he retrieved my 90. But just as I start thinking about it, I open my eyes and spot my backpack. I open it, examine my things, and notice that its contents, and even the way it's packed, looks exactly how I would have packed it. Oh. He is a mysterious patty thief. A nasty pervert. No, he's mysterious, alright. I still feel like he's too friendly, to be honest. It's flashy. Ragnar's... Okay, I guess I didn't choose flashy for the last time. Ragnar is certainly striking. He's tall and dresses godly. I don't ever see him getting lost in a crowd. It's great that there are people out there who aren't afraid of expressing themselves. And then there's Sebastian. It's easy to forget about him. Why is he... Was he always grayed out like this? Well, I guess they all are all grayed out. It's timid. Is peculiar. Helpfully explain things actually in this route. It definitely has a unique appearance and a shocking ability I won't soon forget. But despite it all, he's been kind to me and was the only one to tell me anything about the Kwanzis and Altids and all that, which has been absolutely vital to me. I also met Vincent today, one of the men who brought me here. I don't understand Vincent at all. Composed. Alright. So they do care about me. How nice. Well, of course. You're important. You just don't know it yet. Stepping out into the party room, I take a look around. Alright. There's another note next to him. Next to who? Oh, Basti. Instructions for reviving the handsome prince. Brew macchiato. Make avocado toast. Place next to him. Wait, repeat if necessary. Bro. I might as well make me some avocado toast. Move closer? Giggling quietly, I tiptoe towards Sebastian. Maybe I should cover him up. Grab my nearby blanket, I carefully wrap it around him as he lays on the couch. He nuzzles in and smiles, so somehow my heart feels a tad lighter. Good morning, Starlet. Come have breakfast with us. Maria walks around a corner, beaming happily. Alright. We all eat our breakfast together, and I can't help feeling thrilled as I quietly sit here. In all the years I've lived with my mother, despite cooking me breakfast more times than I can count, I can't remember a single time she kept me company. I never really had friends in school or university, and even though I planned to socialize more when I started doing volunteer work, I didn't make any friends there either, not human or feline. I think there's definitely something wrong with me. Feeling better. Once again, Victor's penetrating red eyes and soothing voice seizes my soul. Where are Ragnar and Mark? I'm still on the kind loners route? Whoa, bro. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Alright, Castle. Vincent is always hanging around Castle, and he's the very last person I want to see right now. I'll just go to the apartment and ask over him. Despite some navigational issues, success, bro. Let's just skip and see what happens. Let's... Oh, shit. Vincent and, Castle are on the list. Bess is always helpful, trying to answer my questions, knowing I will find the apartment head straight there. Upon entering, notice something astir amid the pillows and blankets, or should I say someone. Do you have some free time? It all depends. Kwanzis? I don't remember what I chose. So can anyone become a Kwanzi? Only certain individuals have the opportunity available to them. What makes them different? How can you tell if someone has the ability to become a Kwanzi or not? They're all like hermits, always withdrawn, always alone. Basti seems to have become lost in thought. I'm about to ask him something else, but he stops me. In a vain attempt to find another of the Kwanzis ahead to look cool. But of course no one of them is to be found. Desperate for answers, I return home and try typing Kwanzis, altis, and mutterings in search engine. Okay. Alright. This is actually quite difficult. Why do I keep getting the loner route? What am I choosing wrong? What am I choosing wrong? How about here? We ask Basti to hide Ryu's presence, you know. We're gonna die anyway, fuck it. Fuck it. Ultimately, it seems the best option is to summon the autists anyway. As I understand it, if I ask Basti to help us, all we lose is a little of his energy, whatever that is, and put my life slightly at risk. That's definitely better than allowing the autists to return to this world to destroy even more lives. Basti, I've made my decision. We'll call the autists here with your help. Okay. I thought I would have to tell Ryu about her plan, but apparently Basti has already done so. Since he instantly moves toward me, anger burning in his eyes. Do you understand what we've just done? Oh, he would have been pissed either way. What's wrong with Basti helping us? His life will be cut shorter, you know? Just a little bit, but it still happened. But how could I have known that? Fine, Sebastian is preparing himself, so if he can't talk right now, then I will. If we do this, he won't just lose some of his energy for a while, he'll lose it forever. His entire lifespan will be shortened. It seemed the responsibility that had been saddled with is even greater than I had imagined. My blood instead? After discovering the truth that Basti's energy is inherently linked to his lifespan, my decision becomes even more difficult. But it's one of the few people who actually cares about saving humanity from the ultimate threat. I can't sacrifice his life like this, I just can't. If there are no human casualties, Basti would have wasted a portion of his life for nothing. Yet he can save people, he's only one of them who is willing to, so no matter how cynical it may sound, his life is ultimately more precious. Now I understand why they couldn't make a decision. Well, it's time for me to put on my big girl pants. Ryu, we need to summon the autist. Can you cut me? But Ryu, we have to do this. It's better this way. Remind him that he's a hero. Ryu, you said yourself that you were a hero, so prove it. Come on, cut me. That's the opposite of being a hero. But cut me. I don't have the guts to do it myself. Alright, I'll do it. Ryu performs a particularly complex dance step, then something dark suddenly appears beneath my feet. Is that a huge blade? My abilities are rather limited, so the only way I can provide you with any protection is this. Lie down on it and grab the hilt. I'll make sure nothing touches you. Lie down in the water? The blade continues to rise out of the water as I quickly take its measure to ensure it's wide enough for me to lie across. Oh, I'm laying on the blade? Then grabbing onto the sword's huge hilt, I do just that. Right as Ryu draws close. I won't cut your hand, you'll need to keep a hold, but I apologize in advance for ruining your clothes. I felt a jolt of pain and looked down to see a small scratch in my thigh and my blood slowly oozing from it. As the drops fall into the water, strange ripples began to radiate outward, growing more and more powerful. Terrified to peer into it and see a few white spots deep within its depths, then more and more of them. Ooh! The white figure rapidly approached me. Ew, I hate masks. Like, stuff like this is mad creepy. As soon as they're closing up, the sword guided by Ryu's movements rises into the air with me clutching onto it. Not far from me, I can see blades shooting by in silvery flashes. Judging by the blood blooming in the water, they have hit their mark. But the autists keep coming and coming, and I feel like live bait. There are too many of them. Even though Ryu is struggling with all his might, it's not enough. White hands reach up from the surface and grasp at me. Time to die quicker in this route. I can't help but cry out in fear when infinitely cold fingers touch my leg. The hands quickly severed, but I'm not out of the woods just yet. It isn't long before the autists break through the surface and begin to surround not only me but Ryu as well. I don't know what to do. Should I close my eyes or watch? I'm useless anyway. Absolutely useless. But I can't tear my eyes away from the emotionless masks that are the autists' faces, bodies that seem so human but are not. A mystifying horror begins to slowly take over my body. These creatures are unnatural, something that my very being resists. My heart feels like it's going to burst from my chest, but then I freeze. The sword has flown so high that I can't even see the apartment anymore, just their pale, faceless bodies. Ryu wasn't enough. Scores of hands began to grope at me, not aggressively, yet they feel strong and insistent. You're pulling me away from the sword, and even though I'm holding on with everything I have, this muted struggle fills me with supernatural horror. I don't know how long it's been, but my muscles are nearly at their limit as in my mind. With nothing left to give, my fingers let go, and I fall, enshrouded by their cold and ephemeral bodies. Plunging into the water, I find myself surprised at the sensation. This isn't normal, ordinary water. It's something else. Even though there's still a breath of air in my lungs, I gasp with surprise. By some miracle, I can actually breathe, but it feels strange. I can't explain it. Meanwhile, the water above me darkens as I sink deeper. I had already resigned myself to this fate, but then I catch silvery flashes in my periphery. Ooh, what is this? And the world around me turns red. Now when I take the creature's blood into my lungs, I hold my breath, only to feel something strange nudge me in the back. But before I know what's happening, I'm being pulled up. When I reach the water's surface, they let me go, and I curl up awkwardly as I try to convince myself I'm not drowning anymore, and that their cold hands are no longer dragging me down into a maw of death. Oh my god! Ryu! Oh god, this is dull. Finally returning to my senses a little, I sit up and see Ryu, and shudder again. Head to toe, he's drenched in blood. And judging by the scraps that remain of his clothing, it's his blood. Ryu? No answer. Wait, what do you mean Ryu is calling Ryu? The only thing telling me I'm not being ignored is the distant gaze in his eyes as he stares back at me. Is he dead? Did I just kill him? My breathing steadies a little and I begin to pull myself up. The scratches hurt, but it's nothing I can't handle. The moment I'm on my feet, he turns away from me. Ryu makes a feeble movement with his hand, which sends more blades flying forward, in what looks to be the shape of a rectangle. Without saying a word, he heads for the exit, so I follow him. Outlined by his blades, an invisible door opens before us. I take a step forward and Ryu flicks his wrist, and the door slams shut behind us. Glancing back, I realize I can actually see it now. Once we're back on the street, Ryu hails a taxi. Doesn't he care that he looks like an absolute mess right now? Unsurprisingly, when the driver sees him step out from under a shade tree, he tries to speed away. I don't know how he does it, but Ryu moves like lightning and is standing right in front of the car in less than a heartbeat. The driver has no time to react. Did you just kill the man? What route is this? I hear an unbearable crunch. Was that the bones in Ryu's legs splintering? What the fuck? Or the taxi's metal fender being crushed? All I know is that Ryu's gait has changed as I watch him walk around the car. And again, that ice in his gaze as he glares at me. Which doesn't leave his eyes until we get into the car. But the driver, who is clearly intimidated, looks even more lost than I am. So Ryu breaks the eerie silence. The train station. Ryu's calm, measured voice is scary as hell. Fortunately, the driver speeds forward, but we're going so fast that it feels like the gas pedal has jammed and the brakes have failed. By some miracle, we make it to the train station in one piece, and even luckier, make our way through without incident. But where are the people screaming? Where are the people screaming in terror? Where are the cops? Apparently, they're not on duty today. We step into a loophole, and Ryu, who is still eerily silent, disappears through one of the other doors. Completely dumbfounded, I head into the party room where I hope to find Basti. Maybe he can explain to me what just happened. Approaching the slumbering beauty, I sit down next to him and wait for him to wake up, which takes longer than usual. Hi? Yeah. He's stuttering again. What happened? What's going on with Ryu? Why is he acting like this? Basti gives me a look so grief-stricken that I instantly shut my mouth and drown the swarm of questions that are raging inside of me. He continues to wordlessly stare at me, and I realize that I need to change my method, so I head into the kitchen and return a few minutes later with a tray of tea and cookies. Bribe. A bribe? Uh-huh. My heart aches as I watch him weakly take his tea, his eyelashes trembling slightly. His face is so pale. Has something terrible happened that I don't even know about? As he takes a couple of sips and a bit of color returns to his face, Ryu worries. I'm okay, but why? He hesitates. I need to know, please. It will only upset you. I'm already upset! Well, you'll be even more upset. Basti, you need to tell me what happened. The man's eyes, which are usually distant, hazy, suddenly clear. I don't need to do anything for you. Oh. The sudden sharpness of Basti's words startled me. Fine, I understand. Barely able to find the strength to put the dishes away in the kitchen, I return to my room where I fall heavily onto my bed. Even wrapped up in a blanket with my clothes still on, I'm shivering. The cold has taken root deep inside my body, and it's not just the chill of the Alta's hands, but the frigidness in Ryu and Basti's eyes. Alright, well, I don't know what I don't know what's going on here. Can I skip this? Alright. Back off. I'll help them even if that means I'll be taken advantage of. I think I finally understand the Kwanzi's motives. The way they acted when we first met. They were desperate for my help. They needed so badly for me to be their salvation, even though deep down they knew I wasn't. Despite their dire situation, the moment I learned the truth, they grew ashamed and discouraged, and had immediately stopped pursuing me. This rare moment of clarity has me feeling absolutely awful. Would I have acted any differently had I been in their shoes? Bro, listen, I thought I was choosing right for the whole thing, but I'm still in the kind loner route. I don't understand. Maybe I shouldn't give Victor a hug. Maybe I should have shooed him away. I don't know. I thought we were doing good, but this is where we're gonna start for today's episode. I'm sure this ending is about to quickly wrap up, so if it's short, I'll just fuse it together. But thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I will see you guys in the next one.